2 million Palestinian citizens of Israel. No one dares to leave their home. No one dares to send a message, a text message. No one dares to post on social media. Doctors, engineers, teachers, principals. People are fearful of their life. You know why? Because their life is cheap. Because, as we all well know, the Israeli government has been handing out M16s to citizens. And if you kill a Palestinian who may be wandering around in Tel Aviv, there'll be no recourse. There's nowhere to go with that, even if that Palestinian happens to be a citizen of Israel. When the Palestinian fighters came out of Gaza on October the 7th, they basically were able to capture all of southern Palestine. The entire southern part of the country, called the Naqab, or the Negev as Israel calls it. A great deal, I think most of the refugees in the Gaza Strip come from that part of the country, the southern part of Palestine. There are 300,000 Palestinian citizens of Israel who live in that part of the country. They are the poorest of the poor among Israeli citizens. The Naqab, which is basically a desert, is a very fertile desert. Israeli settlements, cities, towns, kibbutzim, like we heard, enjoy some of the highest standards of living in that part of the country. You know why? Because it's very fertile. And agriculture, of course, is subsidized anyway. If I go back there tomorrow as an Israeli citizen, I can lease a ranch and I can grow anything I possibly want. I will have all the water I want, all the subsidies I want. Palestinians whose land that was, and are now living in basically townships, are not allowed to engage in agriculture. These are farmers. The Palestinian Bedouin are farmers. They're not allowed to engage in agriculture. Now, this is on a normal day. This has got nothing to do with now. This is on normal when things are good. More than 2,000 homes are demolished just in that part of the country on a regular basis before October 7th. You know how many of those homes are Jewish homes? Anybody want to guess? Zero. How could that be? You mean Israeli Jews never break the law? They never build without a permit? I know people who build without a permit. You think the army comes and demolishes their home? No, this is kept only for Palestinians, and these are citizens of Israel. And that's only that part of the country. Another 40,000 home demolition orders, which are now being fast-tracked for the Palestinian citizens of Israel in other parts of the country. That excludes the West Bank, excluding Jerusalem. And that was the good old days. That was before October 7th. Before October 7th, Israel had some 6,000 political prisoners. They doubled that number after October 7th. Every Palestinian friend I have has been arrested. Some were released, some were not. Everybody was beaten and tortured. I just interviewed Issa Amra from Hebron, probably one of the most important, most courageous leaders of Palestinian civil disobedience and unarmed resistance in Palestine. The kind of guy that makes Martin Luther King proud and Nelson Mandela proud as they look down on him. He was beaten, tortured, sexually abused on October the 7th. In Hebron, as in the other cities throughout the West Bank, Palestinians have an hour in the morning and an hour at night to leave their homes. Why? Because the abuse, and I just spoke to Issa the other day, I just interviewed him. The abuse they have seen before October 7th seems like the good old days. He said it's a whole new level of joy that the Israeli soldiers and settlers are expressing now as they catch and beat up and torture Palestinians. A whole new level. Why? Palestinians in Jerusalem, if you don't know, they have their own status. They're not citizens and they're not part of the West Bank. They're kind of in their own, I always say, I have Palestinian friends in Jerusalem whose families have been in Jerusalem consistently for 800 years, recorded. They have no citizenship, they have no rights. If they leave for a couple of years, they're gone. Their status is gone, their rights are gone, their property is gone. I've been gone for 30 years. I can go back to Jerusalem tomorrow like nothing happened. My grandparents immigrated 100 years ago from, Eastern Europe.